All right, so I want to give you one of the major secrets to my success. As we were discussing, the way that success, the results show up in entrepreneurship, it follows an exponential curve. Yet the way our memories work is it falls off in an inverse exponential curve. So it starts off your memory is really, really high and it falls off really, really fast as time goes by. So your mind kind of plays tricks with you. So a way to combat that, the most effective way, is to literally reorient yourself with where you're going. I don't know if you ever heard of the movie 50 First Dates. It's a movie by Adam Sandler, and the premise of it is like he met this girl who has this condition where every day she will live through a day, and at the night when she falls asleep, during the night, all of her memories, all of her new memories are erased. She can't make any new memories. So when she wakes up all over again, she has to learn who people are, what things mean, what she's working on, and like every day is the same. And it's a love story where he gets her to fall in love with him every single day, like brand new. And I mean, it's a pretty good movie. If you haven't seen it before, check it out. But the parallels to that is so crazy when it comes to us and our loves, our dreams, our love and passion for creating the business that we are. And every day, our memories are so feeble that every day we essentially forget. It's easy to forget. Day by day, you may feel like you're on the right path, but then what you don't realize is like your mind goes in these different trains of thoughts and it's pulled in all these different directions. And that's why like New Year's resolutions don't really work. You start off January 1st, you're doing well. January 2nd, maybe you're still going kind of strong by like January 3rd or 5th or whatever. Your life has started to interfere. The old character has started to show up and started to like spin the dials and twist reality from your perspective, that starts pulling you back into, like, you start getting that gravitational pull of your old life, pulls you right back to where you were, and you just ultimately even forget, by like March or August, you don't even remember that you had a New Year's resolution, that anything was supposed to be different. So the way that I actually combat this is I have something called a self-transformation formula. I actually create the character, the person that I know I need to be in order to achieve my goals. I literally reorient myself every day and sometimes several times a day in order to just keep it fresh. What I'm doing, why I'm doing it, who I am, who I'm becoming, and why that's important to me. So what you're looking at right now is I'm very visual. So right here you have, these are my vision maps. So I remind myself every day who I'm doing it for. So I have these people by name. These are my kids. My wife, my father's here. My mother, who's deceased. I'm doing that for her. Here's my sister here. Another one of my daughters, and I just remember like this is your why, and I reorient myself with that, and then I'll go over things I want to accomplish. So I'm looking at, oh yeah, these are the things that I'm working on, and and I'll talk to myself. I'll like, these are the things I want to accomplish, and this is why I want to accomplish it. I want to be able to speak and impact lives. I want to have build an audience on YouTube and be able to get YouTube play buttons so that I can impact the lives of people and have like free content out there that's constantly pouring into the lives of people. I want to be able to write books that transform lives, and I want to have two comma club awards and these type of things. So I reorient myself with where I'm going, and these are experiences that I want to have. I want to know, like, this is what it would look like, and I actually take time to feel myself there. What does that feel like? What does it smell like? What is what does it sound like to be living these moments? And through repetition and emotion, I literally brainwash myself every single day, time after time. So you see that there's a mark checked off because I actually accomplished this. So what you'll see is that as you're doing these things. It may even feel awkward or silly at first, but what's weird and almost magical in a way is what you'll notice is these things start actually happening, and you'll have to actually update your self transformation formula because you're going to already start having these experiences and starting to achieve these things. So then I'll go here, like things I want to own. Like what things do I want in my life? I feel myself with the leather of the Porsche 911, and I can hear the engine roar. I feel, I imagine and feel the steering wheel in my hand, and I'll imagine the watch on my arm and the pool, have a warm heated pool, and I'll imagine myself swimming in it in the morning for exercise in my $2.5 million home. Here is what I walk through every day until when it shows, when you vividly imagine something, it's like your mind. This is a weird thing about our brains. Our brains can't really tell the difference between something that happens in real life and something that is vividly imagined. And what keeps many people out of actually achieving their goals and creating the life that they want is because they get stuck in the paradigm of wanting versus being. Long before you are a millionaire, long before you're a six-figure earner, long before you're a successful coach, you're gonna have to actually be it, a millionaire inside before it actually ever shows up. In order to do that, you're gonna actually have to put yourself in there and go, let me try this identity on. What does it feel like? Let me walk around in it. Let me look through the eyes of this person I want to be. So then that's what this next portion is about. And this is who I want to be. So right now you have a certain story that you're telling yourself about who you are. And that story is governing your life, is creating the habits and the results that you see. And if you want to change the results in your life, the way your life is going and what shows up in your life, you're going to have to change the narrative. So what I actually did is and I've had to update this because I've actually accomplished, version 2.0 of myself, and now I'm working on version 3.0. And what it says, I write this in third person, and I would suggest you do the same thing. So just come in here and just update yours. So mine here, it starts with, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but Tiger Rush is a successful and highly respected business consultant, coach, speaker, best-selling author, and real estate investor. He specializes in helping people turn their God-given talents and passions into thriving online businesses by evolving their self-identities in order to be able to implement a proven framework for success consistently. Tiger and his family travels around the world meeting influential people and seeing breathtaking places with his family, etc., etc., etc. And I walk through this and I reorient myself with who I am and who I'm becoming. And I try it on and I imagine what that feels like. And then I have these short-term goals. So this is obviously a template. I've taken out, some of the more personal things just because they're personal to me. But you can follow this same thing as a template. And I have these visual reminders of what my body wants to look like. And I'll sit there and I'll look at this picture and imagine it's actually the mirror. If you don't have a picture of yourself, where you're in amazing shape, you can grab a picture of someone that you would aspire to have your body to, or someone who embodies the traits like you would like to have. Like you see here, I made this. That's I found different people that I admire certain traits in them, and I make this and I center myself in who I'm becoming, who I want to be, who is that person that if I were to be free of certain limitations and habits and weaknesses and fears right now, and I had these certain strengths and traits and principles that would allow me to accomplish what it is I need to accomplish with ease, what would that look like? What would that smell like? What would be those things? And then I walk through this every day, and I have these daily drivers goal of fun, mindset, self-esteem, and then I remind myself of things I've already accomplished. This is something that it sounds simple, but there's something about giving yourself in the same spot, in the same space, the things that you vividly imagine as being real and feeling it in the present, even though they haven't really happened yet, and then mixing that with allowing yourself to revisit accomplishments that have happened. Like I said, your brain doesn't quite know the difference, and it'll start to create those connections, those synapses. And what you start to see is that those old belief systems no longer ensnare you, they no longer trap you. And I reorient myself with certain rules. I know if I'm following these rules, that my life will be where I want it to be. So like I look at the goals and the things I want to accomplish, and then I go, okay, well, what has to be true? Like if I want to be in amazing shape, I want to be at X amount of kilos or pounds per month, and I want to have this type of physical conditioning. What needs to be true? What are the rules for my life? So one of mine is I spend at least an hour every single day. Spend 30 minutes to an hour, 3 to 5 days a week exercising. I know if I'm following that rule, I'm going to hit my goals. Or it's kind of like if you ever been bowling, or you've seen a kid bowling, and whenever they come up, they have these things called bumpers. So they can't throw the ball and it goes into the gutter. Those bumpers just keep it in the lane so that they hit the pins. So that's what these rules are going to act as. You just enter your rules, like what would keep you in the lane and keep you from throwing gutter balls in your life. And then I walk through the principles that I want to live by. And you can, you can keep as many of these if you like them, what I already have here, but I would suggest adding yours in wherever you feel your principles and who you are aiming to become, the type of person you need to be in order to hit your goals consistently, and is coming, like doing the things that right now may seem impossible for you or seem to be a stretch, but the type of person that you would need to become and the principle you need to have in order to do those things with ease, because it's who you are. So you're not like right now, the things that you do, you don't have to stress to do them because it's who you are. It's just like somebody were to ask you like, hey, why do you see life the way you do and like do things the way you do? You'd probably be like, well, it's because it's just who I am. So you want that same power and develop that same thing. You look at like, well, if your goal is to be a millionaire, you could ask yourself like, what traits, who would I have to be in order to accomplish? If what's holding you back right now is procrastination, who do I need to be? What's holding me back right now? What do I need to be free of in order to be who I want to be and be that person and show up as that person? And if it's being free of procrastination, then that's the character you need to be developing. Those are the principles you need to be brainwashing and making those connections for, because once you step into this new person that is not a procrastinator, then you're able to do, because you're the person who takes action. So like one of mine is, I always think and act today, and the things that my actions today create my momentum tomorrow and the next day and so on. And once that principle is ingrained and that's a part of who you are, then the same way as whatever procrastination, there's a belief system, there's an identity that's driving that. So then every day I go through that, I'll go through my affirmations. I'm important, I matter, I'm enough, I am loved. And whatever your weak points are, I would add them in. You can keep and use mine, feel free to, but I would suggest tailor fitting this. And you don't have to read all of these every single day, but I would, pick a good, five or 10 of these that are really important, that's really essential and key to the next evolution of you, the next like 30 to 90 day version of you, that things that you struggle with. List a few key areas, and then, revisit this every single day. And sometimes different times throughout the day, if you're feeling unfocused, you're feeling discouraged or whatever, just reorient yourself with this path that you've decided to take. You're going to take and you're going to insert the story that you want to be your life, and then ingrain it through emotion and repetition. So I'm going to have this for download. There's going to be a link for you to be able to get a copy of this and make your own copy. So you just go over to File, Make a Copy, and whenever you click on Make a Copy, sorry, this is in Spanish, I also speak Spanish, you just rename it here. So it's going to pop up when you click Make a Copy after you click on File, and you just rename it to whatever you want. and then click accept, and it's going to make a copy that you can now come in and update. You can grab pictures, replace my pictures here, so that when you go through, this is tailor fit for you. And I want you to really sit down and think about your narrative, your story of your life, and what you're ready to accomplish, and who are you, and what are you, this new person, this person that you're becoming, that you want to be and show up as in the world. Walk through here, put some of your accomplishments here, put your rules for your life, the principles that you want to live by, and then your affirmations. And what I suggest and what I do is I actually put on some music, not music with words, but sometimes I'll put on like some motivating instrumental music, instrumental background music, or some classical music, or something that's going to allow me to connect with my emotion. Because that's what makes this so powerful, is when you connect your emotion and your visual and your imagination, and you're able to see from this new you, that who has the things that you want, who's doing the things that you want to do, and having the experiences and accomplishing the things that you want, and be it before you are it, if that makes any sense. So go ahead, download this, make a copy, and I appreciate you for getting into action. I'll see you in the next video.